What if the secret to understanding the entire universe is hidden in a single emotion? What if the vastness we chase in stars and philosophies and endless libraries of thought is not out there, but quietly echoing within us? We drift through bustling streets, scroll through curated lives, watch faces framed and polished, and still feel the quiet edge of isolation. The mind whispers softly, persistently, "I'm alone, I'm separate." It is a voice older than the first footprints left on the earth, older than the earliest thoughts that asked, "Who am I?" It is the echo of survival, a careful guarding of self that lingers long after the threats have passed. We live in a world more connected than ever, yet paradoxically, our hearts often feel distant, untethered. Notifications ping. Stories flash. Lives unfold in fragments, polished and curated, and still the quiet loneliness pulses. Surrounded by countless others, we may feel separate, yet this sense is shaped more by perception than by reality. It is a shadow, a habit of the mind, a lens through which we interpret experience. Beneath it flows a quieter current, subtle and persistent, connecting each life, each thought, each flicker of awareness in ways we may barely notice. Even in a crowded cafe, the warmth of laughter around us cannot always dissolve the sense of isolation. Yet, in a pause between sips, a fleeting glance at someone smiling, the faint recognition of shared humanity can awaken something quiet and luminous within. These moments, though subtle, hint at the deeper reality that connection exists, even when unseen. They remind us that the currents of life are always moving beneath the surface, invisible to the mind, palpable to the heart. We learned long ago to protect ourselves, to distinguish friend from foe, self from other, to survive in a world that demanded vigilance. At the same time, survival depended on connection, on shared bonds, on recognizing the needs and intentions of others. Fear and connection lived together in the same heart, and their tension left traces that endure. What feels like separation today may simply be a lingering habit of perception, not the whole story. True empathy in this light is not absorbing another's experience as your own. It is the capacity to notice, to recognize, to be aware of the life, the feelings, the reality of another without losing yourself. It is a gentle acknowledgement that what appears separate is deeply, quietly connected. Through this recognition, a subtle awakening occurs. The mind sees difference, but the heart senses continuity. You may not share another's emotions, yet you can understand, and in that understanding, connection arises naturally. Even the smallest gestures ripple outward. A smile offered without expectation, a listening ear, a thoughtful pause in conversation. These are not trivial. They are glimpses into the hidden currents that weave life together. Each encounter, each mindful act, reminds us that the separation we sometimes feel is only a surface story. The invisible web of connection has always existed, beneath the patterns of thought, ready to be noticed. Imagine a moment of tension, a disagreement with a friend, a clash of ideas, the silent wall of stubbornness. The mind insists on right and wrong, on difference, on division. But if you pause, even for a breath, and allow a gentle awareness to arise, empathy may awaken not as emotional fusion, but as recognition. The other person, like you, navigates uncertainty, hope, fear, and longing. In this recognition, the veil of separation softens. Distance becomes less rigid. The sense of shared life becomes more tangible, more present, more felt in quiet awareness, rather than through action or reaction. Consider the subtle miracle of noticing a child reaching for a flower, or the wind brushing across your skin as you walk through a quiet park. The mind may label these as ordinary, but the heart can recognize them as fleeting whispers of unity. The flower is not separate from the soil, the air, the light, nor from your own presence observing it. Each moment carries the potential to awaken recognition, a soft, gentle unfolding of truth beneath appearances. Even the smallest moments of noticing, acknowledging a glance, pausing to listen, offering a gentle word can ripple outward. These acts awaken understanding and connection. They remind us that isolation is rarely absolute, that the threads of unity exist quietly beneath the surface. Each mindful encounter, each awareness of the other's presence, strengthens the sense that we are part of something larger, luminous, and continuous. The mind will resist. It will remind you of difference, of separateness, of the necessity of self-protection. Yet the awareness you cultivate does not erase individuality. It softens judgment. It allows the mind to see beyond surface appearances, to perceive the subtle harmony that runs through life. In releasing the grip of separation, even momentarily, you allow the quiet current of connection to flow freely. Loneliness softens, conflict eases. Awareness expands inward, and the self feels lighter, more open, more part of the whole. True empathy, then, is a spiritual practice. It does not demand mastery, nor does it require complete understanding. It requires presence, gentle attention, and willingness. To observe without immediate reaction, to recognize without judgment, to act from awareness rather than absorption. These are the gestures through which unity becomes tangible. In these moments, you may notice that what seemed separate was always connected, that fear and isolation are fleeting illusions, and that recognition and love arise naturally when perception softens. Imagine walking along a river at dawn. The mist hovers above the water, and each ripple catches the soft light of morning. A bird glides across the surface, unhurried, free. You notice the wind in the trees, the distant hum of the city, the subtle rhythm of your own heartbeat. In this moment, you are not separate from the river, the air, the bird, or the quiet dawn. You are part of the unfolding, part of the current that flows beneath all things. This is the gentle truth of unity waiting to be recognized in everyday life. Imagine sitting in a sunlit garden. A butterfly hovers, wings trembling with delicate vibration. The petals of a flower curve gently toward the warmth of the light. The soil supports roots that drink from unseen waters. You breathe in and out, and for a moment, the boundaries of self dissolve. The awareness that notices also participates. There is no distance between observer and observed, no separation between the hand that reaches and the earth that gives. In this soft recognition, the threads of life shimmer into coherence, and the mind perceives continuity rather than division. Picture your day lived in this gentle awareness. Daily irritations, anxieties, fears, they do not vanish, but their weight eases. Each encounter becomes an opportunity to notice connection. Each challenge becomes a mirror reflecting continuity and unity. The self, once a fortress, becomes a channel through which awareness flows. Boundaries soften, subtle currents awaken, and the world feels immediate, intimate, alive in the quiet exchange of recognition. Even fleeting moments, a stranger's smile, a kind word, a shared glance become sacred. Each act of recognition whispers the truth. The currents of connection are unbroken, eternal, alive. The mind perceives difference, yet the heart senses continuity. Each breath, each heartbeat, each thought reverberates through the subtle tapestry of life. To notice another is to glimpse infinity. To act with awareness is to participate in the unfolding of the eternal here and now. Empathy, in this gentle form, is more than a feeling. It is revelation, a bridge, a balm. It is the quiet softening of judgment, the subtle undoing of fear, the remembrance of connection beneath appearances. Separation is often a surface story, and each act of mindful recognition dissolves it a little more. To see another clearly, to recognize fully, to release resistance and embrace the subtle current of life. This is the path. This is awakening. This is the universe revealing itself as intimate, radiant, and present in the quiet currents of awareness. Breathe this in. Let it flow through the chest, through the heart, through the subtle resonance of thought and sensation. Observe the world through recognition, through presence. Watch as each glance, each gesture, each fleeting encounter becomes a ripple across the eternal web. Notice how the mind may insist on separation, yet the heart senses continuity. Allow the veil to lift, moment by moment, breath by breath, until perception itself aligns with the quiet truth beneath appearances. And now notice it, feel it, share it. This quiet thread that binds all life together is here in this instant, waiting to be recognized. In the fleeting glance of a stranger, the gentle hesitation of a friend, the soft stirrings of your own heart, recognize it fully before it slips past unnoticed. Let awareness guide you, and in that recognition, experience the subtle lifting of tension, the softening of judgment, the gentle warmth of connection spreading within and beyond you. Do not wait. Share it with someone who may need to sense it, so the currents of connection extend outward without pause. Like this reflection, if it stirred your soul, if it reminded you that the isolation you have felt may be only an appearance. Subscribe so together we can continue this journey of gentle awakening, of noticing unity and presence that blooms most fully when engaged in the moment. Begin now, recognize, connect, remember. Let this awareness transform the present into a doorway to the eternal, and let that doorway open in every heart you meet.